Hello everyone. So today I'm happy to present to you all a full depth review of this 2016 Jaguar XE. And special thanks to McGinley Motors, Mazda, Land Rover, Peugeot and Volvo for allowing me to come down here and review this car for you guys today. For all contact information in regards to this dealership, please see the description box below. So in today's review, we'll be taking a look at the interior of the car. I'll explain how all the features work, also start up, look at the engine, go over the performance data, take a look around the exterior and bring the car into detailed test drive. So you got the traditional style key fob that you find in Land Rovers and Jags these days, and as you can see on the chrome piece it has Jaguar instead of Land Rover. That seems to be the only difference really between both key fobs. You got this button here for turning on the xenon headlamps, and upon unlocking the car the LED on the daylights come on. So I'm going to power on the car, leave the engine running, and we'll take a look around the exterior. So it's completely keyless as you can see, so I'll just leave the key fob in the cup holders and hit the engine start stop button. Just apply the clutch and press it again, and the car fires right up. So we'll power on the xenon headlights as well as the rear fog lamps and the hazards, and all four windows are fully automatic. So this particular XE I have is the Prestige, and it's finished here in quartzite metallic. It's a really nice colour. It looks kind of like a light brown, almost a sandy kind of colour. Personally I really like it. I think it really stands out on a Jaguar. And it's also been fitted with these optional extra by xenon projector headlamps with the signature J-style LED run daylights. And of course we got the signature Jaguar logo as well. Looks really cool. So this particular car comes as standard with the 17-inch 15-spoke alloy wheels, and it has ventilated steel disc brakes in the front with solid discs in the rear, as well as a multi-link rear suspension and the traditional independent McPherson strut in the front. And you also got your LED turn signals on the exterior mirrors, as well as chrome trim around the windows. I think the XE is a very nice looking car. This competes with the BMW 3 Series and the Mercedes C-Class. And on the styling front it really looks very elegant. It's a very good looking car, and at the rear you've got LED daylights located just around here in this nice pattern. And this one has also been fitted with rear parking sensors. So we'll just check out the boot space in this car. So it's very typical for a four-door family saloon of this type. It's quite good in size. I'll capture in the exact dimensions for it in the bottom right hand side of the screen there. As you can see off to the left here you've got a little additional storage cubby, but it's not too bad. And one optional extra you can get is to have the rear seats folding down. In this particular car the rear seats are fixed, and underneath the boot floor you have a space saver alloy wheel, or a steel wheel, sorry, not an alloy. It's only good up to 80 kilometers per hour. And you also got LED license plate lights as well. So let's go ahead and look at the interior, and I think we'll start with the rear seats. So to complement this lovely exterior colour, we have the latte full leather interior. It's a really good colour combination. And we'll just step on inside. So legroom in the back of this car is quite good. There's plenty of it. You got storage nets in the back of each front seat, and the headroom is very good as well. So as far as interior size goes, it's quite respectable. Again, it's about the same as a 3 Series or a Mercedes C-Class. And you also got your centre armrest with two cup holders. And you got rear ventilation, a little bit of storage, as well as a 12-volt power outlet. So it's quite a comfortable and spacious car, especially in the back. So let's go ahead and take a look at the front. Before we do so, actually I just want to get a close-up of the front wing here, because I really like this chrome strip with the Jaguar name embedded. Looks really nice. So we'll just put up the window. And also both front seats have one electrical adjustment located here, just for operating the seat back, as you can see. And also located down here you've got your boot release as well as the lane departure warning assist. just turn off the lights and the hazards. So if you're familiar with my Land Rover reviews, you'll remember me saying that the interior of all Land Rovers and Jaguars these days is pretty much the exact same. And if we just take a quick look around, you can actually see that's the case in here as well. A lot of similarities, but we'll go through it anyway. So starting off with the steering wheel, it's a 3-spoke leather-wrapped multifunction control with very nice electric power assisted steering. You also got your standard Bluetooth and radio controls and voice command off to the left, as well as your cruise control off to the right. And you even got the same kind of indicator and wiper stocks as Land Rovers as well. And if I just push this button here, but the letter I marked, you can just quickly go through your truck computer screen. Gives you all different types of displays, and I think we'll just keep it on distance to empty. And as you can see, you also got your engine temperature as well as your fuel gauge in a nice digital display. And the gauges in this car look quite good as well. As a matter of fact, now that we're talking about the gauges, you got these controls located down here. So this one is for your start stop. You got your traction control, and then you can use these buttons here on the left and right to go through different types of setups for the car. So if I click left, we can put it into dynamic mode, and that lets the gauges light up in red, which look really cool. So dynamic is really your sporty mode. And then if you put it into normal, the gauges just go back to blue. And then if you put it in eco mode, the engine start stop system, which I deactivated, turns itself back on. And then you got the very last one, so this is winter mode, so this will be for driving on snow and ice and even in the rain. So we'll just put it back into, I think, dynamic mode, because I do like them red displays. Looks really nice. So coming into the center console, now if you're very familiar with the Land Rover reviews I've done, you're probably already familiar with the screen just like I am, but we'll look at it anyway. So you got all your buttons located off to the left and right sides, and then they're actually just shortcuts for most of the features on the screen here. So we'll just power on the radio.
€100 cashback. Call 1-800-303-431. Go in store or visit air.ie.
So the sound quality in this car is pretty good, nothing at all wrong with it. So if we just click into media, I actually need to turn on the audio for this, don't I? So in media, you can select through your radio stations, you can do your manual tuning, and you also got 3 different pages for your stations. And you can also click on source, and you can check between your AM and FM frequencies as well as your auxiliary inputs. And back into stations again, you can have them displayed like this. And then you got our things like your climate control and air conditioning, all of which of course you adjust down here, and everything displays up there. And if I click on the front seats, you can have them heated, so 3-stage in this car for the driver and passenger sides, and hit return there. And then you can Bluetooth your phone just by clicking this. Very simple and easy to do. We're just going to click no. And satellite navigation is an optional extra, which has not been fitted to this particular car, as you can see. No SD card has been detected. And then on the last page, you have your eco data. So this is your truck computer. It tells you everything about the way you've been driving the car. It tells you about your impact on fuel located here. It tells you about your driving style, and the car will even give you tips on how to drive more economically. And what else have we got on that last screen? You got your valet mode, and you can just turn off the screen from here. I just tapped again to turn it on. And you also got this little icon on the bottom right for your settings. So that's your system, display, media, Bluetooth and climate. And then all these buttons here located off to the left and right sides, as I said, are just shortcuts for everything I showed you there. So this is your navigation, your phone, and this one I believe is for the radio. And then mode is your AM and FM frequencies. Yep, AM and FM frequencies and your auxiliary import. And then this one here in particular is for turning on and off your parking sensors. So it's a nice system, very easy to use. You'll get familiar with it in no time at all. And located down here, you got your dual zone climate control with very nice LCD displays for the temperature. And you also got your heated seat controls located just there. You also got your engine start stop button. And this car has also been fitted with a 6-speed manual gearbox, and the gear lever itself is nicely designed, so it's actually black here, and then up here you got kind of like a metal silver finish. I think it's aluminium. And then to engage reverse, all the way over to the left and up, just like in a BMW. And you got your little guide that comes up there as well. And also in front of it you have a storage area. It's quite deep in size, I can fit a good bit of my hand in there, so you can put your phone in there. It's also padded, so your phone shouldn't slide around. And then, as I said, you got all these buttons located down here. And another thing you can get is a little tray that will slide over to cover up your cup holders. Not really sure why that's an optional extra on a Jaguar. I would have thought something like that would be standard. But the cup holders are good in size anyway. You could fit like a bottle or a couple of extra things in there. You also got the electronic parking brake, the centre-mounted armrest, which also acts as a storage area. So you got your auxiliary and USB, as well as an extra port for your satellite navigation. That's just the SD card and a 12-volt power outlet. As you can see, the storage area itself is pretty deep in size. And just going from the door into the end of the dashboard, there's silver trim, and in the middle of which you got the silver Jaguar nameplate, and then it just continues on around to the passenger side. So that is really the basis of the interior. Up on the roof, actually, you got a sunglasses container with a rubber padding, and as usual, your illuminated vanity mirrors, of course. One thing I do notice about sitting in the front of this car is the roof seems quite close to you. I mean, I just noticed, I know I'm pretty tall myself, but I just find that the front of the roof there kind of comes down quite a bit for the front seat occupants. But I suppose it's something you'll get used to in no time at all. But the overall interior of the XE is a very nice place to be. It's comfortable, it's refined, it's simplistic and elegant. So if you're familiar with the likes of the Range Rover Evoque, you'll probably get into this car and you'll feel very familiar with everything and you'll know where everything is. So let's go ahead and take a look at the engine and then take the car on a detailed test drive. And the bonnet release is located on the passenger side footwell, just at the very back. This XE has the most economical version of the 2-litre diesel. It's the E-Performance, which produces 160 brake horsepower. It also has a top speed of 132 miles per hour and puts out 280 foot-pounds of torque. And this car can also do 75 miles to the gallon. Okay, so we're just out in the dual carriageway. I'm pulling from second gear. There's some excellent power in this thing. Wow. So this might be the slowest and most economical version of the XE, but the 2-litre diesel engine in this car is very, very good indeed, and the 6-speed manual transmission is very nice as well. Now, Jaguar have been offering manual transmissions with a lot of their cars for years, but to be honest, most people still go for the automatic. Now, I can see why. Actually, a few months ago, I drove a black XE with an automatic transmission, drove it very briefly just around town, and as I said, it's the same kind of automatic gearbox you would find in a Range Rover, so it was excellent, it was very smooth, couldn't complain at all. But the 6-speed manual in this car, it's very nice. It's a nice notchy gearbox, feels kind of sporty. But yeah, there's very good pull from this 2-litre diesel engine. So out here on the open road, and I'm going to be comparing this car really with a 3 Series for this review, and I have to say it's very, very nice to drive. It's very smooth, it's quiet, it's comfortable, it's a lovely place to be. And I just have to say, sitting in here, the seats are very comfortable, as you would imagine in a Jag, of course, and I do have the dials set onto dynamic, so they're just illuminated here in red, and I think they look really nice. But the overall feel of this car, it feels very high quality, feels very upmarket, as you would expect from a Jaguar / Land Rover product. And I have to admit, I'm just really enjoying my time driving it out here at the moment. I'm in 5th gear, just hold it with a stick, and there you go. Power builds up in this thing in no time at all. It's very good. Okay, so let's just pull from 2nd gear again. Yeah, it's pretty good acceleration in this thing. It's a fast car, I'll give it that much. So there's 4 different trim levels to choose from with the XC. It starts off with the entry level Pure, then you have the Prestige that I have here, then there's the R Sport, which adds a sporty styling kit, much like an M Sport BMW, and then there's the most luxurious top of the range model called the Portfolio. Then there's the engines. There's a 2-litre diesel like I have here, the 8E capability, sorry. Then you can have a standard 2-litre diesel with about 177 horsepower or 180 PS. Then there's a turbocharged 2-litre petrol engine, which has 2 different types of power outputs. I believe one of them is 240 PS, and I think there's a 200 PS as well. I'll have to double check that. And then you can have the same supercharged 3-litre V6 engine that you get in the F-Type. So there's quite a lot to choose from, different models. You can have a 6-speed manual transmission or an automatic. And I believe there's an all-wheel drive. There's an all-wheel drive option available, I think, for the 2-litre 180 PS diesel engine. So a lot to choose from, and of course there's a lot of optional extras. Speaking of which, I don't mean to complain about this too much in this review, but the lack of a cover here for these cup holders is kind of really annoying my head, because when I'm just kind of sitting here relaxed and if I want to change gear, I can feel my elbows sometimes kind of sinking into the cup holders. It's a bit of a nuisance, to be completely honest. I don't really like it. I would kind of hope that Jaguar would add something as simple as a little cover as a standard feature, especially in a car like this. I can't really think of any other car in this class that offers a cover for your cup holders as an optional extra. So it's kind of silly, to be honest. I just wish they made it a standard feature. But as far as I know off the top of my head, there's 3 optional extras on this car. There's the xenon headlights, there's the metallic paint, and the heated front seats. So the Prestige, it comes with decent amount of equipment as standard, but you will be going through the options list, definitely. If you're buying an XC, there's going to be a few things you're going to want. You might, for example, want the satellite navigation or a reversing camera or a full electric driver's seat and so on. But at the moment, I have to say, I really do like the XC. I think this is a very nice looking car. It looks very similar to the XF, of course. It's just kind of like a shorter version of it, really. But we're going to take it out onto some back roads now and see how it copes out there. Alright, so out in these back roads, the XC handles itself very well. It's very comfortable going over some of these bumpier bits. The independent suspension in this car is excellent, and it absorbs the bumps quite well. And the handling in this car is very good too. Going around some of these tighter bends, you can really stick the car in. It feels kind of sporty, actually. Just coming up to this tight right-hander here that I normally take. Yeah, you can really stick it in with confidence anyway. You can certainly feel where the car is going. There's a good response from the steering wheel. So it's really nice to drive out here, and thankfully the all-round visibility in this car is quite good as well. It's got excellent sized door mirrors, so you can see where you're going and where you've been. So overall visibility is quite good, and out here on the back roads, it's excellent. I think the suspension is doing a good job, and I really like the feedback from the steering. Okay, so we're just going to finish up the review now. Overall, I do like the Jaguar XC quite a lot. There's a lot of colours and wheels and models and engines and so on to choose from, so it's a very customizable car. Personally, I think I would buy the R Sport, because knowing me, I always tend to go for the sportier versions of cars like this. But it is a great car, and they're well priced as well. So I'll have all the details regarding the XC and McGinley Motors, of course, listed in the description box below. But overall, great little car, can't really fault too much with it. Has a lovely interior, excellent overall design. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and there will be more Jaguar reviews to come in the future, probably at some point in January 2017 or February. But for now, I've done my first ever proper review and test drive of a Jag, and I've really enjoyed it. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.